In 2017 and 18, seekers from all over the globe gathered at Kanha Shantivanam, the world's largest Heartfulness center near Hyderabad in India. They came together to intensify their practice of meditation and also deepen their understanding of 10 guidelines for daily living that form an integral part of the Heartfulness movement. These 10 maxims were written in the 1940s by the great spiritual scientist Chandra of Shahjahanpur, affectionately referred to as Babuji. They were the result of Babuji's lifelong spiritual practice, observation of the vibratory patterns of nature, and direct experience under the tutelage of his guide, Daaji Maharaj. Babuji offered a simple method called Sahaj Marg, or the natural path, as a means for spiritual evolution. A heart-based meditation practice assisted by yogic transmission. The sessions at Kanha Shantivanam were conducted by Kamlesh T. Patel, or Daaji, global guide of the Heartfulness movement. Always be truthful. Accept miseries as coming from God for your own good and be thankful. The importance of truthfulness is stressed many times over in most spiritual systems. The idea is to move away from falsehoods and illusion, presenting oneself as one is. However, the fact that being truthful is an instruction that is often repeated may point to the opposite quality being largely prevalent.
Why would you tell to a man who speaks the truth, always be truthful? Because you're a liar, perhaps. Somewhere the lie is hidden or lurking in your heart. Only when the intention of lying is there, reminder like be always truthful can help, perhaps. When we talk of truthfulness to a child who doesn't even understand what lies are, we're instilling wrong seeds perhaps at some point. Oh, maybe I can speak lie also, that's why my mom teaches me how to speak the truth. Another aspect, view of looking at this in a totally different way. Can reality unveil itself to a liar? Is that the reason why I had to be truthful? And lies have their own trails. You know, the Newton's law of inertia. Things in motion remains in motion unless and until there is some external force applied to it, either to change the course of that motion or stop that motion. That's the law of inertia. Or things remain to be static unless you push it and move it. A liar is always on the trail of lying unless some realization happens and he starts speaking the truth. But to speak the truth continuously, you don't need any force, external force.
In the context of this maxim, truthfulness is not an attribute or quality, but really a condition or a state of being. In fact, rather than being a state, it is the state where reality abides. We can think of it as the default condition of divine nature. We cultivate a habit of truthfulness so that our actions and dealings may be in consonance with nature. However, simply forcing ourselves to be truthful remains superficial. Just like a tree cannot grow with mere outer embellishments, its growth is organic and comes from inside. So too, truthfulness has to be allowed to flower from within.
When truthfulness is there, as Babuji puts it so simply, it is what it is. It is as it is. How can you describe the reality more than that? So there is nothing in this universe which is as perfect as the inner reality. That's why they say in Upanishads, neti, 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 not this, not this, not this. Babuji takes a positive spin to it and he says, it is what it is as it is. Let it be. Just experience and move on, see.
When we start to experience this state of divine nature, a sense of devotion is kindled within us. We begin to view God as our beloved. Even the harshness of the beloved is appealing to a lover, since it contains a gentle tenderness which reflects love all through and attracts him all the more. The rebukes of the beloved are very pleasant to him and offer him great joy. With time, we start to view miseries as such. Everything coming from the beloved is accepted with joy and gratitude. With practice, even the consciousness of it fades away.
So if you love God so much, it really does not matter what happens in our life. There is no time, there is no place for analysis. You won't even analyze whether this, what I'm going through, is good or bad. Should I be even thinking that it is a blessing or heavenly gift from above? No. Because in this absolute surrender where love is there is no further introspection.
Such an outlook may appear too lofty and out of reach at first, when the attitude of a lover of God is not established in our hearts. However, even then, this approach to unfavorable circumstances is the most pragmatic.
You don't have good enough a condition to sail through without noticing the misery. Now what to do next? Once you recognize that it's a misery, accept them. There are only two things, either you accept or reject. Let us say you reject them. Will they disappear? They won't disappear. Simply by desiring that this misery disappear, it is not going to disappear. It is only when we accept and move on, it becomes easier. Not that the misery will go away, but when we accept it, something new thing emerges from inside. First thing that emerges that once you accept some obstacle, unfavorable situation, you start preparing yourself how to surmount it. You become stronger in the process. Secondly, you become wiser. You learn a lesson that I am going through this misery because you start analyzing, I shouldn't have done that. Rather, I should have done the other thing. So it makes us wiser, it makes us better, and it prepares us how to get out of the situation. And this is possible only when we accept things. If you don't accept things, you'll still suffer, you don't learn anything out of it, you don't become wiser, and things don't change.
By accepting miseries, we derive very real benefit. However, this should not be confused with inviting miseries into our life.
Well, this is, a lot of people say about adversities in life. In India, there are some yogis or sadhus who like to torture themselves. They go to another extreme. Instead of accepting miseries, they invite miseries. My Lord, let me have more miseries. For what? Even in some traditions, in the olden Christian traditions, I have heard, I may not be right because I am not an expert on Christianity, but correct me if I am wrong, that they would have nails in their shoes and they will walk. Or they will hit themselves in the back and keep on till they bleed. And one who weeps the most will be considered as most dedicated. Is it true? Oh, okay. So this torturing oneself, we should not invite it. It's enough, we have enough of troubles in life. Accept them as they come, but don't invite them. See? There also we are becoming wiser. God, please send me some misery so I can become better. No, not that way. See? So that I can express my gratitude to you, so that I can showcase my strength of withstanding pain. Again the ego comes into picture. I want to show off how well I can suffer. And when the ego comes, it doesn't matter how it comes. Now it comes in a negative way, in a different form. I can suffer, I can enjoy. So we should not ask for anything actually. Let it come. If it comes, I am ready.
The attitude of acceptance is to be applied not just to all circumstances, but also to all individuals. We encounter so many people in our lives, family, friends, colleagues. Often there are differences of thought, and we are eager to attribute a reason to them. Our ego wants to believe that these differences are due to the egotism of the other. This view is essentially selfish. When we accept differences without judging, selfishness dissolves. Only then is the unity that is characteristic of divine nature approached. Always being truthful implies an abiding place of oneness, purity, and simplicity, even in the face of the roughest storms that come our way.
The safest place in tornado is to the center or the eye of the tornado or the hurricane. At the periphery, it is creating havoc. But at the center, it is not as destructive. Rather, it is just extremely poised actually. In our life also, all this trouble at a physical level, mental level, ego level, at subtle bodies level, you don't have to pay much attention. How to divert that attention? By going to the centermost place in ourselves. Go deeper in our heart. Go to the innermost depth of your heart. I wish we all are able to do that, but it is possible. Little practice, little involvement will take us there.
You are invited to meditate on the Maxim to reach a personal understanding of it. Internalize the words so that hidden facets and nuances of meaning may unfold within. Practice it so that its efficacy can be genuinely witnessed.